to fly. But when I was doing my schoolwork, I was flying to San Francisco about once every 3 or 4 months. Well, there was a man in the church that happened to have been a pilot, and he gave me a voucher for a free ticket. And he told me, he said, when you get to the front gate or to where you check in, said, ask him if you can be bumped to first class. Said, it won't cost you anything, and they may be able to bump you up. I said, okay, I'll do that. I've never flown first class. So I did that. On the way out to school, I was able to sit in first class. And as I sat there, I thought, I'm out of place. I'm totally out of place. I just knew that flight attendant was going to come and say, sir, Mr. Killow, you really don't belong here. We can tell you don't belong here. We're going to put you back in coach where you do belong. And I knew that was coming, but it never did. Man, I was pampered like everybody else. I couldn't believe it. I mean, my Diet Coke came in a glass. The meal was served on a glass plate with real silverware, and instead of like a meal in a box, it was a surprise. And so I was surprised. I kept waiting for her to say, well, that's it. The jig is up. You're done. She even came at the end of the meal with this hot towel that was kind of wet, and it wasn't dripping wet, but it was wet, and it was a hot towel. I didn't know what to do with it, so I put it on my face. And I could see people chuckling and smiling like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. And they were right. I didn't. But you know what? That flight attendant accepted me just like I was, treated me like everyone else. And then when I flew home, I did the same thing at the voucher, but I had on golf shorts. And the person at the booth said, you can't fly this flight. Said, you had to be dressed professionally, and shorts are not professional. You need to go buy some slacks. And so I went and bought slacks, and I came back, and first class was full. Couldn't fly in it. And she was almost kind of mean about it, saying, hey, you're not dressed right. You got to be bounced back to coach. It just made me wonder, people that come to church that maybe have never come to church, or maybe they've come rarely, and they don't know the code for church. They don't know the dress code. They don't know the language. They feel out of place. They feel like, I'm going to be caught. They're going to ask me to sit somewhere special. They're going to treat me differently. What I know is that all of us feel that way sometimes. I know there are those on the inside that feel like they've got it all together, but there's many on the outside that know they don't. And so when people come, my prayer is that we would always make them feel loved and welcome. That's what we should do. After all, we're here to love God and love people. I pray that's what you do. Man, I pray you have a blessed day. And on this Sunday, if you're looking for a great church, come on down to Meadowbrook. We'd love